What's up, TikTok? It's Clever Motors. Today we got this 2012 Mazda 5 right here. We about to do this thermostat housing on. So the thermostat housing is in the driver side of the engine. All right. So a couple things we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to remove this air box, unplug this mass airflow sensor, move a couple hoses out the way. We're gonna have to remove this battery and possibly the tray, just so we can get enough clearance down there without having to fight. That solenoid's in the way. You know, there's a lot of harnesses and hoses in the way that we're gonna have to remove. The number one thing I did was I jacked up the car, and there's a peacock down on the bottom on the driver's side of the radiator. So I'm draining out all the antifreeze, because you know when you take off that thermostat housing, she will leak. So right now we taking that off, and then I'm gonna show you the next steps that I do. Let's get it. All right, to get the battery off, you know there's two 10mm nuts, one on the positive, one on the negative, and then you got this bracket holding it down with two 10mm nuts, and then you got these little clips right here. You could decide to pull them out of this cover and then pull the cover out. I just tilted the battery and pulled it out. So now I'm gonna go for removing this air box. We're gonna get there's a 10mm here, another 10mm here. We're gonna remove those. We're gonna pop this hose out, and we're gonna remove this whole air box. Let's get it. All right, so once we got the air box out, we're taking out the battery tray. We had three 10mm bolts, one right here, one right here, one right there. Then we're able to pull that up. But before I could pull the battery tray out the way, I want to get this PCM out the way. So by the looks of it, there's two Phillips screws holding this in, holding just this cover in right here. And then there's four more holding the PCM to the box. So we're going to remove all of those so we can get clear coverage, because I need to access this right here. All right, and this is kind of in the way. So let's get it. Let's get this. Okay, so instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug. I don't want to fight with those screws and having to get them out. So what I'm going to do is just unplug the PCM with these wires right here. And we're going to take the whole thing out in one piece. Let's get it. All right, so here goes the housing that we're replacing right here. So we have what looks like 4T 20s or maybe 25s. And we have a 10mm bolt holding this bracket in. We're going to remove that, and we're going to remove these just so we can lift this up just a little bit to get access to the what looks like 8mm bolts in the back. Right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the 4 bolts that I was just talking about, the screws, sit right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's the bracket bolt that I was talking about. So we're going to lift that up, and then we're going to worry about disconnecting these hoses right here. Your upper radiator hose. There's a harness in this the temp sensor in the back. We're gonna unplug that, and there's another hose in the back that we're gonna underneath, I'm sorry, that we're gonna unplug. All right, so let's get it.
Yeah, well, you can see
so here's the part right here that we just took off. You see the gasket was coming off, and when we moved this gasket, you see that crack right there?
Yeah.
So that's where the leak was coming from.
That's where it broke.
So we're gonna put this new one in. This is how she should look, nice and perfecto. So we're going to put this new one in, put everything back together. Again, this is a 2012 Mazda 5. And we're doing the thermostat housing on it. Let's get it.